Hello everyone, today I will show you the 18-inch industrial fan 3-in-1 assembly. So first of all, I'm going to start off by panning to all of the things that came in the box. I have all here. They're all separately, as you can see. The only two things you're probably going to need from your own toolbox is this basic screwdriver and just a plier. To begin, first of all, I'm going to talk about these items on this section. So as you can see, has a stand configuration, wall configuration, and desk configuration. Today we're going to be doing the stand configuration, which means we don't really need these two parts, or these three parts right there. These two, this, and this. We do not need these, so I'm going to put these aside. So our initial step is going to be looking at this part right here. So I'm going to be explaining what's happening. So first you will take off that cap, put on that flat bit, and there's a pipe inside of this thing. You want to pull that pipe out. You can take off the cap and pull it out just like that. And then you'll just screw that back on. It will go on the stand right there. And there are 4 screws that you need to put in there. They're just like that. There. Those 4 screws, they're the flathead screws, and you put the nuts in after that. Just twist them on. Once you're done placing those nuts, you want to tighten the screws and hold the nut on the other side so it becomes tight, just like that. And once I'm done with this part, I'll move on to the next. So now that I've assembled the base with this rod, I'm going to placing the motor. So all you have to do is take the bottom of the motor, loosen this screw right here. Just loosen it. It doesn't have to come out all the way. And as you can see, the motor goes on just like that, very easily. And then you want to tighten the screw again to keep it in place. Just like that. And then here we have 2 parts, the outside covers of the blade. So first, there are 2 parts, just to clarify. There's going to be a back part and a front part. So the first step is to open these 4 screws right here. So there are 4 screws corresponding to these 4 empty holes right here, as you can see. Once I loosen these 4 screws, I'll move on to the next step. So moving on, after you've opened these 4 screws, which were once here in these respective spots, one here, one right here, one right here, and one right here. Once you remove them, you should take them out, put them down. There's going to be 2 covers to keep in mind. One is going to have a little hangings like metal right here. That's going to be the back cover. The other cover will not have the hanging metal. So you're going to place that there and match up the holes on both sides and screw it in. I'll show you one and then I'll move to the next part of the video, just like that. And then after you put them in, screw them in with the screwdriver. As you can see, we're tightening the screws. And just like that, you follow the same step for all of the rest of the. Now we're going to be going into the blade assembly, which is very important because if you don't properly assemble this, the blade can easily fly off the rod itself. So pay very close attention to what's going to happen. So you take this blade, correct? And there's going to be a screw here which acts as the tightening measure for this blade, which keeps it on the rod. So you want to line up the screw. As you can see, the screw is on top of this blade, and you want to line it up with this section of the rod. As you can see, there's a little dip right here. This little, it could be on the fan blade, could be like this, but you want to turn it so you see this little dip, this cut right here, it's up. And essentially what's going to happen is that screw is going to, when you tighten that screw, it's going to come on this flat bit right here. You don't want to tighten it on any of these like curvy bits. You want to tighten it on this flat bit right here. So since I turn this up, it'll be easier to assemble. You just take the blade, and as you can see, the screw is on top. Just like that. You push it in, it should go in easily, and you just tighten it with the screwdriver. Make sure it's tight. Just like that. And as you can see, you can't take it out. Right now, it's properly assembled. And next, I'll be going on to the last step, which is the cap. So on the cap, there are a bunch of these locks. So you want to just open the locks. Like you just kind of pull them up to open them. Very simple. Just pull them up a little. And then you line up the fan, you place it on, and you simply push down on the lock, which will keep both of the covers together. And just like that, you have the fan. And I will test the power. Once you're done, what you can do is place this power and controller onto the back. As you can see, there's this metal pin right here, and there's this little sliding mechanism. You just kind of slide it on there. Once you place this on the back, I can test and show you it's plugged in. Just like that. Turns on speed 1, speed 2, and speed 3. Fan working perfectly fine. And with this, you can stop it from rotating. Just pull it up, just like that. Hello, today we're going to assemble the stand for the 18-inch fan. Here you can see we fully assembled it, but we're going to go ahead and assemble the stand, which you can put on the wall or a table. Here are the tools we're going to start with. There's a wrench right there, a flathead screwdriver, a set of pliers, and another star screwdriver. So first of all, we're going to start with the stand itself. As you can see, you just place it into the hole, just like that. And you put one of the screws in. And that essentially grips both of them together. Just similarly, you can place the other one in, line up the holes, and place a screw in and screw it together. One second, I'll get back after I screw this. Okay, once we place those two screws, we're going to move on to the next step. So, as you can see here, you just simply take off the motor by unscrewing the one screw on the back of the motor, which is used to tighten it onto the rod itself. Unscrew that bit right there, take off that piece, take off these pieces, and as you can see, there are two holes on the metal rod. It goes on the back, and that main screw goes through both of them, both of the holes on the rod, right there. And as you can see, that plate goes on the bottom, and the screw goes right through there. And you place the nut back, which essentially tightens the stand onto the fan itself. And then you need to tighten this screw. Make sure you get it tight, otherwise it'll fall off. Just like that. And then you have the stand with the fan. It's completely done. But if you want to hook it onto a wall, for example, you will need to do a small additional step. What you will need are these parts right here, these hooks, and these bits and some screws. What you can do is, I'm getting to it 1 second. Once you loosen and adjust this, you can pull this back. 1 second. So essentially what we did here was we loosened the screw, the main screw, pulled it up, and tightened the screw, which made the stand go up. And what you can do is simply use these hooks and place them on a wall. Like, for example, find any wall, drill the hole into the wall, place it just like that, and use these to place your screws into the wall. And once you place it onto the wall, you can simply hook it on like this, and it should stay in place. And hardware and everything is included. Everything that you need is right here. And these rubbers you can use when this is in the stand configuration mode. You can use them as little grips, so like your stand doesn't scratch things. It stays in place. So as you can see, you can place it right on top of there with the screw and just screw it in. Just like that. And it's set in place. All four.